I know.
Something else I've been on for a long time, staying in college sports, switching to college basketball. I don't even know why this is still a conversation. Like, I have long thought that it was time to rethink court storming. Not just court storming, field storming. Storms of any kind. Like, we are always, whether it's Caitlin Clark or Kyle Filipowski, we are all asking for trouble when we allow unruly college students to storm a court in celebration of, in this case, most recently, a Wake Forest upset of Duke, which I believe they were favorites anyway. But okay, when you beat Duke, I guess you got to storm the court. Like, what's it going to take? Does somebody have to be, because he was seriously injured, does somebody have to be even more seriously injured? Does a player have to assault a fan in retaliation? Like, what? Why is this still a thing? And I thought there had been conversations or deterrents put in place by these universities or measures put in place to avoid this. Like, we've been talking about this as long as I can remember. And every so often there's an incident like this where it's like, oh, we got to rethink court storming. Like, duh. You know, this should not happen.
All right, so if you want to do it, okay, I'm just trying to think of, all right, the beauty of it, the beauty of storming the court or the field.
You can't wait. You can't wait till the players clear the court. You can't. Here's why.
I was going to say,
that's
the only way to do it.
But it defeats the purpose, which to me, stay your ass in the stands. You don't belong in the court. Go home and party. Flood the streets. Whatever you want to do.
They don't want to go home.
Right.
This is the club.
You can only club. You can only club whispers, except they ain't whispering. You can only storm the court as the clock is running down. Like, that's the purpose of storming the court. That's the pageantry. That's the pomp and circumstance or whatever of storming the court. Is 3, 2, 1. You know, and some of the most iconic images in the history of college sports have been, you know, bedlam and pandemonium with college students jumping for joy. And maybe it's because I went to, you know, Loyola, New Orleans, and we never had reason to storm the court. I didn't go to a big university that played big-time college basketball or football where we, you know, were part of, you know, traditional rivalries like this. So, yes, I don't understand. I don't understand what it's like to be a college student. But I would venture to say most of these students don't take it that seriously. A lot of times, they just storm in the court because that's what they see on TV, because it looks cool, because their friends are doing it. Everybody else
they're following people.
And they're following.
Yep.
And they're following. And in this instance, you can't at least have the decency to avoid the opposing player. It's like, I don't even understand why it's still a conversation, but I just had to get that off my chest.
How do you stop it, though? How do you stop it? How do you stop a crowd of
How do you arrest everybody? How do you stop a mob? How do you stop a mob?
8,000 to 17,000 people. I would say this. Okay, in some situations, it is. Now, this is not fun, but it's safe. All right, if you're storming the court. So the other day, who was it? UConn. UConn lost to Creighton, right? It was not a close game. So Creighton beat UConn by 15 points, something like that. I mean, so if you wanted to storm the court, and it's 30 seconds left in that game, I think you need to have an official's timeout. We know what's going down here. The number one team, 14-game winning streak, all that stuff. UConn's about to lose to Creighton. 30 seconds left. Hey, you know what? Have them line up by the tunnel. And so when we get to countdown, those guys are out of there. They don't have to find their way through the court. If it's close, so sometimes it's not that convenient.
And not the Avengers. Like,
exactly.
Take preemptive.
Avengers. Avengers.
It's like let's be proactive here. Let's take some
what's
measures.
Going to happen. Now, if it's a last-second shot, you can't do anything about it. But in some of these cases, you really can. I feel terrible.
More security. They had security. Give more security. Like at a concert.
That was scary. That was crazy.
Right?
I mean, she was knocked out on the court, and then this game, this Duke Wake Forest game. Now, Filipowski says it's intentional. No doubt in his mind it's intentional. I couldn't see the video. I looked at the video like 20 times to see if I could, give me a spot shadow. I really couldn't tell from that, but
who's to
I'm
say
sure
it wasn't?
there was dialogue.
Who's to say it won't be? I mean, we've heard of this before. It won't be next time. Like somebody could just decide I'm gonna just take out their guy, or worse. Any kind of fan-athlete interaction,
it's just stupid.
Prohibited.
It's stupid at this point. It was quaint.
You know what they need?
It's from a different era.
They need armor bearers. They need armor bearers.
They need what?
We talked about that. Armor bearers. We talked about that. They need armor bearers. That's what they need. Okay? Lined up. They need the fruit of Islam. They need them people lined up knowing good and well that they need to do not cross this line. Do not cross this line.
The FOI, standing with the hats and everything. The FOI, okay. You better think twice about coming up. It's from a different era, though. Storming the court is not of 2024. We got to move on. Hey, thank you for watching Brother from Another. If you haven't hit that subscribe button, go ahead and do that now. Don't forget you can catch us 3 to 4 weekdays on PeacockTV.com and on Sirius XM Channel 85.